Welcome to our first series of FPL Chips and Chips strategies. Today we are going to talk about the wildcard, what are its functions and when is the best time to use it. Trust me, it's not what you think. The wildcard is the chip that enables you to make as many transfers as you like. It can also be used to cancel hits that you might have taken accidentally when making transfers. There are 2 wildcards per season. The first one can be used in any game week that falls between game week 2 all the way to the 31st of December. The second one is available from 1st January to the end of the season. Let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of using the wildcard at different times of the season. The first group of FPL managers usually use the wildcard in game week 3 or game week 4. This helps them to get rid of players who are either playing out of position, are only making substitute appearances or are generally underperforming on all stats. It also helps a manager start strong by bringing in the performing players early on and securing a good rank. A good rank gives managers the needed confidence in making transfers. The only disadvantage of using your wildcard at this time is that you won't have enough matches to accurately rate the players and some matches may be outliers. For example, a Zaha's hat-trick against Brentford in game week 2 will make him appear to be an essential pick, only for him to go another 10 games without a goal. This season, the first international break will be after game week 3 and the second break will be after game week 7. There are 2 reasons to wildcard at this time. The first is to be able to deal with the injuries and illnesses that players acquire on international duties, and the other is take advantage of player price changes during that 14-day period between the 2 game weeks. The trick is to activate it early enough and monitor websites that predict price changes, and you could improve your team value by up to 2 million. The only thing against this method is when fixture swings comes 2 game weeks before or after the international break, thus making it hard to select a decent team. Managers can also use the wildcard to target fixture swings. Fixture swings is when some teams start a run of hard fixtures while others start a run of easier fixtures. Using your wildcard at this time will help you gain about 50 points over your mini-league rivals in a space of 4 game weeks. The 2021-2022 season will have its first major fixture swing at game week 8. Chelsea and Manchester City will start a run of kind fixtures, whereas Leicester City and Manchester United will have tougher fixtures. The problem with this strategy is some seasons will have no fixture swings, or maybe only one team has a fixture swing, and thus it will not be wise to use your wildcard just to target one team. The main reason to wildcard in any blank game week will be to enable you field 11 players in a game week where most people will only have 7 players available. This move will gift you about 15 points more than your rival. The downside of using the wildcard now is that after the blank game week you will be left with average players from mid-table teams. All your focus will go to getting rid of those players, and normally it will take 2 transfers to upgrade one of those players. You will also find it hard to bring back some of the players you had sold because you lose value when you sell players whose prices had increased. A wildcard at this point also encourages tripling up on players from one team, which is a bad thing FPL-wise. The reason to wildcard before using bench boost in a double game week is to have a full playing bench in order to fully utilize your bench boost. The combination of the bench boost and wildcard in this format will help you gain about 20 points. And thereafterwards you will have a weaker playing 11 and a bench that includes a playing goalkeeper. It will be hard to get rid of the benched players while upgrading the first 11. Using wildcard chip in a double game week will give you not more than 15 points over someone who has used no chip. Going forward it will be a bit easier to make direct player transfer, as all your money will be on the first 11. The only downside is that you might have players who are only good for the double game week but terrible for the long run. After a double game week seems to be the best time to use your second wildcard, as it will help you get rid of the players you only brought in for the double game week. After using it here, you will probably experience a steady rank improvement over the next 4 game weeks and maybe even close up a 40-point gap. My first wildcard decision is usually a close call between the international breaks, where I get to massively increase my team value, and the fixture swing to set my team on a good run of getting decent points. This season, the decision will be much easier as the international break and fixture swings are at the same time. I believe the second wildcard should be used during other major fixture swings, and if there is none, then it should be used to plan for small double game weeks that involve the top 6 teams. Remember guys, when to use the wildcard entirely depends on your team, and there is no right or wrong time. Tell me in the comments section, when do you plan to use your wildcard? My time is up. Kindly don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications.